You think that we should keep the bailout. Why?
The taxpayers are on the hook either way, Larry. One of the things that's going to happen if they get rid of this so-called bailout money is that premiums are going to go up. Well, what happens? Taxpayers are on the hook for the subsidies in those premiums. Whenever Republicans get involved in starting to fool with the hardwiring of the financing of this law, then they're going to be on the hook for the consequences. So if premiums go up next year, whose fault is it going to be? The Republicans' fault. Why would they want to get themselves in that position?
All right, just to be clear, there's two forms here. There's the reinsurance fund, which actually comes from the insurance companies themselves. So it's not exactly fair to call that a bailout, although it could go beyond the fund. And secondly is the risk corridor, which means their losses would be covered directly by taxpayer dollars. Now, Avik, on to you. Do you agree with what Grace Marie is saying? If Republicans fiddle with this, if they should get this removed, they're going to wind up getting blamed for humongous premium increases. Is that logic familiar to you?
I do agree that that's a risk, but, that's a political argument. I think I would make the policy argument, which is that it's not an insurance company bailout if it's the government that's messing up the health insurance market, right? The insurers are just trying to do their job and actually cover these customers who are coming to the exchange. It's the government that's messing things up. It's the government that's botched the enrollment of these exchanges. It's the government regulations and provisions in the law that are requiring the insurers to take on these very sick and old patients.
But some people are saying, and I think Grace Marie makes a good point, regarding the issue of premiums. Some people are saying, okay, the insurance companies are raising premiums, this is the individual market, to cover the new mandates and so forth, and maybe to cover canceled, new policies were canceled. But they won't do it again next year, because even though the demographics don't look good, they know that there's government money behind them. You take that government money away, and you're going to have massive insurance premium increases the year after that. Is that logic correct? Some people are saying insurance companies are very chilled out right now because of the bailout.
That's partially true, but not entirely, because the risk corridors only last for 3 years. At that point, it's cut or it's cut or fish, right? Or whatever the expression is. I'm sorry, from Scramble. But that's the point. The transitional period. You're going to have a transitional period because you have all these new people coming to the market. You don't exactly know how it's going to turn out. If they hadn't had a risk corridor, the insurers would never have participated in the exchanges because they would have said this is too risky for us. So they had to have some mechanism like this for the transition. But over time, as insurers get a better feel for who's actually enrolling in the exchanges, they can price their products accordingly, and eventually the risk corridors go away in 2017 and people will be on their own.